Hey guys, let's talk about Google Glass. So Friday of last week, Google announced if you put hashtag #IfIHadGlass on Twitter or Google Plus and a 50-word response saying why you want Google Glass, then you'd be entered into their application process to get a pair of Google Glasses, which cost $1,500. I am honestly torn at the fact of Google Glass. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Let's talk about it first of all. For you guys who don't know it is. It's basically the frame for glasses, but it's got a little window right above the top right corner of the eyeball. And then on the side, there's this little chunky piece right here which holds a camera with a lens. And then on the back side, there's also this kind of chunky looking thing there too. The other side is just normal frame. Here, I'll post a picture. So that's what they look like. So what does it do? It's got GPS in it, internet connectivity to it, and the interface for it is you talk to it. You can say, Google Glass, take a photo, and it takes that photo using that camera, which is exactly what you're seeing. This seems pretty neat, the idea of not having to fumble around with a phone anymore to open up the app and get the application going to take your picture. Instead, you just kind of talk naturally to your electronics to get it to take a picture, take a photo, call someone, get directions, search the web, find an image. You can even do a live Google Plus Hangout on it with up to, I think, 9 people. The weird part to me, though, is the privacy issues, I guess you could say, that you'd have with it. Because with Google Glass, since they're always on your head, you always have this screen like right on your eyeball. And that just seems a little too much, like it's a little too invasive to the whole human experience. Do you guys agree with that? I feel like with a phone, you can kind of put it away whenever you want, and then whenever you want the information, you can get it out and figure it out. So the next evolution of computing, from what I can gather, is that it's going to be wearable technology. Right now we have our phones and we put them in our pocket. We don't really have them on our bodies per se. Being kind of a techie guy that I am, I've heard rumors of Apple working on some kind of watch thing. It's an interface that you wear on your wrist. It's a watch. My guess is that it'd be probably similar to an iPod Nano, the old school kind, where it was just 4 little buttons and it had a little touch screen on it. Except instead, if you get a text message on your phone, it'll be on your watch and you can be like, oh, I see that. Maybe it may have some kind of interface where you can communicate through it, although their whole Siri functionality really needs to be improved before that goes any step further. So I'm curious to know what you guys would be interested in. Would you guys be interested in something more like Google Glass? Or Apple's iWatch, we'll call it. Let me know down in the comments below. So I watched a keynote presentation of the Google Glass, and they actually had a really cool thing that they did with some guys in an airplane who were about to go skydiving, and they skydove all wearing Google Glass and live streaming it to a Google Hangout that they had on screen. It was kind of neat to see that whole process work. And I understand the whole idea of trying to eliminate something more physical that you have to fumble with and use for safety reasons, because whenever you're in a car, yes, the Google Glass would be easier, but is it necessary? Couldn't you have a voice command coming to you? Also, another thing about Google Glass is there was this guy from this website called The Verge, and he got to try them on. And what I found kind of funny is that whenever he was like looking at his screen, his eyes were always doing this. That just seems kind of strange to me. What if you always had to talk to someone like this because you're always interested more in your Google Glass? Kind of how we are with our phones. And we're like, oh yeah, that's great, yeah, oh I know. That's the dilemma that I'm having. I don't know if this is a step back or a step forward. I mean, the technology is a step forward. It is amazing that they could pack so much data and technology and sensors and all this stuff into the Google Glass. That is absolutely amazing. But I'm more interested in the human aspect of what we're losing by always wearing these things. At the Google presentation that they had this video of this mom interacting with a baby. And she had on the Google Glass and she was talking about how, oh, sometimes these moments just can't be captured with a regular camera because the baby's more interested in the camera than they are in actually looking into the eyes and this kind of thing. I agree with her to a certain extent because of the Google Glass thing just being there. The baby is more focused here and not on a big thing right in front of their face. And so you can capture some of those moments moments of like a smile or something silly, but seeing the mom with the Google Glass on interacting with this baby, it's almost like there was this robotic barrier in between the two. Does that make sense? I guess because it's such a new technology and we haven't seen this before except in movies and sci-fi films, we really don't have this perception yet of people wearing these all the time. And I'm curious to know, what do you guys think? Would you guys be interested in wearing these Google Glass type things to have data information pouring into your eyeball at all times? Or would you be more interested in something more like a watch where you can, it's one of those things where it's not totally right in front of you all the time, you can put it away and bring it down. I don't know. So let me know down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Google Glass? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think about the iWatch? Do you think that'll do better than the Google Glass? So if the iWatch and the Google Glass came out at the same time, which one do you think would be better for society to adopt? Because I think wearable computing is the next phase of computing, and it's just a matter of where is it going to be on the body. I think that's all I have to say. I really still haven't made up my mind about if I like it, if I don't, if it's worth it. You guys try and persuade me down in the comments below. And if you don't know what Google Glass is, I'll link up the website down below so you guys can check it out. You can go watch the video and see what it's all about. And as for the iWatch, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens with Apple. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being shiggity shank. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hey guys, welcome to the 1 year Total Money Makeover special. We were finally able to get together to be able to shoot this. We wanted to do this back in January, but now it's February and we're finally able to do it. Hey, what's in your hand? What is that? Boobies. Boobies.